Max Verstappen boosted his chances of claiming a record-equalling ninth successive F1 victory by beating Lando Norris to a pole in a dramatic Dutch Grand Prix qualifying. Verstappen came out on top in a one-lap shootout at the end of Q3 that was delayed by 2 red flags, delivering a 1:10.5 to best McLaren's Norris by just over half a second, with Mercedes George Russell 2 further tenths back in third. The session began on a wet track, but the rain relented and the drying surface provided plenty of drama, including a surprise Q2 exit for Lewis Hamilton and multiple crashes. In addition to extending his own historic run on Sunday, Verstappen will be looking to maintain Rebel's streak of winning all 12 races in the 2023 season. Alex Albon continued his excellent form to take 4 for Williams. Fernando Alonso was 5th for Aston Martin, ahead of Carlos Sainz, while Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez took 2nd ahead of Oscar Piastri. Leclerc was 9th after crashing outside and suffered the same fate in running in at Q3, which is really good for him. Liam Lawson deputising for the injured Daniel Ricciardo at AlphaTauri. Crash on Friday finished last in his debut in a competitive F1 session. The only threat to Verstappen's hopes for equalling the record by Sebastian Vettel for most wins could be rain. More forecast on Sunday, and while Verstappen has briefly shown this season he's capable of challenging all conditions, the potential for changing the position will at least give hope. Regardless, his 125-point lead in the stands over nearest challenger Perez will ensure he is going to go into it relaxed. The session began in Southern track enduring no constant drama in Q1 and Q2, Hamilton proving much of it. Having looked impressive form through practice, the 7-time world champion was suddenly able to match Russell. Hamilton required a last gasp effort to stop being knocked out in Q1, but couldn't repeat this for a second time. Mercedes and Hamilton were ultimately guilty of going too early with his final attempt before a flying lap. It was also unfortunate to be impeded by Yuki Tsunoda, who would later receive a Craig penalty, demoting him to 17th. The Brit finished his last flying lap with around a minute remaining on the session, allowing no behind him to benefit from significant track improvement. However, Hamilton missing out by Q3 by less than 7 seconds. Wolff argued was being slowed by the AlphaTauri. Tsunoda was a key exit. Tsunoda, he's a nice guy, but he impeded Lewis on the quick lap. Wolff said he didn't move from the dry line. He dived on the inside and didn't look like it cost much, but going from the dry into a wet line and back to dry, it cost lots. I think attempts would have put him into Q3, so we need to be harsher with penalties than people will look in their mirrors, he said. The track had dried out enough that half of the 12-10 drivers made it through to Q3, felt confident they can go on slicks, and the other half would immediately decide to switch over after realising inters were no longer necessary. However, before switching over, Sargent just a moment after reaching Q3 for the first time sent his Williams award at Q2. The severe damage may also mean he misses the opportunity to start from the top 10 with work potentially required to get his car ready for the race. If the RB19 has shown one weakness this season, though, it's always heating up its tyres as quickly as some of the other front runners, and that was perhaps apparent as Norris and Piastri outpaced Verstappen in their flying laps that followed a lengthy delay to repair the barrier after Sargent's incidents. Are the concerns that Red Bull may have had over the still damp conditions were erased when Leclerc brought out the second red flag of the session as his lap ran out at turn 9. The Monegas had gone off multiple times at the first corner and narrowly avoided contact with the barrier, but on this occasion could not prevent session-ending damage. The lap left 4 minutes on the clock and time for just one more flying lap remaining for the 8 cars. While the track had been having more time to dry out and less warm-up, less for factor, Verstappen's managed to outpace Norris pretty comfortably to claim his 8th pole position of the season. And yeah, before I go, let me run you through the final classification from qualifying. Verstappen on pole, yeah, lots going on around him, but yeah, a good performance, even in fastest cars claim pole position. Norris in second, Russell in third. I think both really impressive performances by them, and yeah, they'll be hoping to pick up big points from there as well, with Albon in fourth. For me, the standout in qualifying, getting fourth in that Williams is a remarkable achievement. With Sargent getting to Q3, obviously not performing in Q3, but you know, showed that Williams had really good pace. And then you got Alonso fifth, which was a really solid job by him in the Aston Martin. Maybe I have chosen not to get ahead of Albon, but definitely can work with that tomorrow. Sainz 6th, Leclerc 9th, in a bit of a chaotic session. I think maybe they'd hoped to be in a bit higher up, but it is what it is, still a decent starting position. I think Piastri, Perez, yeah, where their teammates starting, they'll probably want to be a bit higher up as well. But you know, it's solid enough, especially if Piastri can work there, but I think Perez will be disappointed. Sargent in 10th, yeah, it's just a tower of two halves to Sargent again, really. What a great job to get into Q3, but yeah, just couldn't maintain it. Then you got Stroll in 11th, disappointing not to get in Q3, but still close and can work with that. It's kind of a similar story for Gasly, comes to be outperforming Ocon, so I think he'll be relatively pleased. Hamilton 13th, yeah, just a messy qualifying for Hamilton, couldn't quite get there, so he'll be disappointed with that. But I think, yeah, Mercedes still looks to have decent pace, and he'll be hoping to come through and just minimise damage, which he does well. Tsunoda 14th, with Lawson 20th, yeah, frustrating day for AlphaTauri. It's kind of the day where they need to make hay with some changeable conditions. Similar story could be said about Haas and Alfa Romeo, but unfortunately just weren't able to do it. And Ocon down in 17th would be very disappointing because, yeah, he just didn't have much pace. The Alpine didn't really in general, but yeah, with Gasly down there as well, I think he'll be frustrated. But anyway, guys, that's it for you. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and subscribe. There you go, F1 news and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.